Today we are near the end of Ordinary Time and the liturgical year, and we look forward to Sunday when Advent begins and a new liturgical year. And so it's appropriate for us to look at this first Sunday of Advent. When we end the liturgical year, we're looking at kind of the end times, what's called eschatological. Basically, that deals with death and judgment and heaven and hell. And we heard a little bit of that in our reading last Sunday, the sheep and the goats. And Advent really picks up on that theme. So it's not a perfect end and a new beginning. It's very cyclical in our liturgical year. And so I'm taking some of the reflection today from Adrian Noson's book, The Liturgical Year. And he talks about this first Sunday of Advent being vigilant waiting is a good way to describe it. And that really is how St. Mark talks about it. St. Mark doesn't talk about tragic circumstances, but instead that we need to be vigilant since we do not know when the Master will come. Our attitude is not to be one of pure fear, but also it should be one of hope. And we should know, we hear in the readings about the Father, who is the potter, and we are all the work of his hands. St. Paul also has an optimistic note. He says that God enriches us with speech and knowledge, and that Christ who is coming to enable us to be steadfast to the end, so that he will have nothing to reproach us against. You know, our Christian life of waiting really is concentrated on that one object, which is the Lord's return to gather his people. And the light and grace that to advance our paths that lead to Christ's return have been given to us by the merciful God. And Noson kind of has one paragraph that's I think sums up this first Sunday and really the Advent season. He says, the whole orientation of the first Sunday of Advent is thus clearly eschatological. It provides an opportunity for us to ask ourselves what place the last day and the meeting of the whole people of God with its Lord has in our real lives. We are challenged not to forget our personal meeting with the Lord and the need of making ready for it, but rather to broaden our vision so as to embrace the entire world and to set our sights on the rebuilding of that world against the day of the Lord's coming. And so, again, our theology, our actions really should be open and all-embracing, and that we can knock down the barriers that often separate the followers of Christ who came to save the world and will come again at the end of time.